Okay, let's get into this. We're looking at a pretty significant forecast today.
Yeah, it's based on that May 9th article, right, about Bill Gates.
Exactly. He's basically sounding the alarm. AI, workforce reshaping.
And specific jobs potentially gone or, well, changed significantly by 2028. That's soon.
It really is. And what's striking is, it's Gates, a major voice, naming names, so to speak, job categories.
Right, not just vague predictions. He's pointing at concrete roles. It forces you to really look at the implications.
Absolutely. And for you listening, this probably feels relevant, right? Thinking about your own career or just the future job market generally.
Understanding how AI might actually impact things is, well, it's becoming crucial.
So that's our mission for this deep dive. We want to pull out the key stuff from the article, focus on those 7 job types he mentioned.
And figure out what it all means, practically speaking. Moving past the hype or the fear.
Getting into the specifics, based on what the article is reporting, what Gates is saying, and what current trends suggest.
Exactly. Let's look at the trajectory.
Okay, first one up. Customer service representatives. Gates is pretty blunt here.
Yeah, he predicts AI chatbots will basically take over, handle almost all customer queries.
And it's not just a prediction out of nowhere. The article mentions a Gartner study.
Right, Gartner. Big tech research firm. They found, 25% of customer service operations already use chatbots heavily.
A quarter already. Wow.
And they think that could triple in just 5 years.
You can see why companies would push for it. I mean, 247 availability.
No breaks, instant responses, potentially lower costs long term.
But the flip side, according to the article, is potentially millions of human jobs.
Yeah, millions at risk because of that efficiency gain.
So the advice in the piece is?
Basically, boost your skills beyond the routine stuff. Complex problems, tricky situations.
Things needing that human touch. Emotional intelligence, maybe?
Exactly. Areas where AI, currently struggles.
Okay, let's pivot. Totally different field. Truck drivers?
Yes. Autonomous vehicles. Gates thinks they'll make human drivers redundant.
This one still feels a bit sci-fi to me sometimes, but...
Well, the article points to real testing. Tesla, Waymo, even Uber.
Driverless trucks are actually on the road testing.
Yep. And the arguments for them are strong, at least on paper. Safety, less human error.
Cheaper logistics, faster deliveries maybe? Because they can run continuously.
Potentially, yes. But the impact. The article quotes Goldman Sachs.
Yeah, what was the number? Over 300,000 driving jobs.
Potentially vanishing within 5 years.
That's a huge number. It's a major employment sector.
It really is. And it raises big questions, right? Not just job loss, but retraining.
What do people do? How do we support that transition?
The article's advice is pretty stark. Consider new career routes. It implies a fundamental shift.
Okay, next category. Data entry clerks.
This one seems almost intuitive with AI. Repetitive tasks needing accuracy.
Gates' point is that AI is just better at it. Faster, more accurate than humans could be.
Pretty much. Processing data, minimal errors, and the scale. McKinsey estimates.
Oh yeah, McKinsey. What do they project?
AI handling up to 90%.
90.
Of data entry tasks.
90%. Within, 3 years?
That's the estimate mentioned. It's a near total takeover of that specific function.
So if your job is mostly that kind of manual data work...
The advice is clear. Move towards analysis. Decision-making. Using the data, not just inputting it.
Skills where human judgment, interpretation, that's still key.
Exactly. Complementing the AI, not competing on its strongest ground.
Okay, let's talk telemarketers. Those calls we all look forward to.
Right. And Gates's point fits with what maybe you've noticed too. Fewer human calls.
It does feel that way sometimes.
He says it's down to AI voice bots. They can just churn out calls. No fatigue, no frustration.
They don't get discouraged after the 10th hang-up.
Exactly. And the scalability is massive.
Yeah.
One system making thousands of calls.
So the efficiency for businesses doing certain kinds of outreach is obvious.
Definitely. But what does that mean for the humans in that field?
The article suggests focusing on skills AI can't easily replicate, like complex sales.
Negotiation, building actual rapport, understanding nuanced needs.
Right, the high-touch stuff, not just the basic script reading.
That seems to be the pattern. AI handles the routine, humans handle the complex.
Okay, number 5, warehouse workers.
And the big example here is Amazon, right? They're automated warehouses.
Robots, sorting, packing, moving goods.
It reduces the need for human labor in those specific, often physically demanding roles.
The article talks about tens of thousands of roles potentially being replaced globally.
That's the potential impact cited, again, driven by efficiency, cost reduction, consistency.
So for someone working in a warehouse now, the advice is,
Get training in managing the robots, operating them, overseeing the systems.
so working with the automation rather than being replaced by it.
That seems to be the suggested path, shifting from manual labor to more technical skills related to the automation itself.
It highlights that new jobs do get created, even as others disappear. Just different kinds of jobs.
Precisely. Design, maintenance, oversight of the tech.
All right, number 6, receptionists and administrative assistants.
Here, Gates sees AI personal assistants becoming much more capable. Think Google Duplex, but more advanced.
Handling scheduling, managing calendars, basic paperwork.
Yeah, streamlining all those administrative tasks. AI is good at organizing info, automating processes.
And there's data on this too, a Deloitte report.
Yes, Deloitte estimates up to a 30% reduction in these kinds of admin roles.
30% within 5 years again.
That's the projection mentioned. It's a significant shrinkage.
So the advice mirrors the other categories, really.
Pretty much. Learn software management, perhaps, or focus on the client-facing aspects.
The parts that require strong interpersonal skills, problem solving on the fly.
Things that need that human interaction and adaptability. Skills AI isn't quite there with yet.
Okay, last one, number 7, proofreaders and translators.
This one hits close to home for anyone working with language.
Definitely. Gates argues platforms like, say, Grammarly or DeepL are getting incredibly good.
Fast, accurate, and importantly cheap for many linguistic tasks. Error checking, basic translation.
The article even notes the author, or writer themselves, was impressed by the AI's abilities.
Yeah, the progress in natural language processing, NLP, it's been really rapid. For straightforward stuff, AI has clear advantages now.
So for people in these fields, proofreaders, translators,
The suggestion is to pivot, move towards more creative content creation.
or nuanced editorial work, where it's not just about grammar rules, but style, tone, context.
Exactly. Understanding subtlety, cultural nuances, authorial intent, things that go beyond algorithms.
So we've gone through the 7 categories. It sounds, well, pretty disruptive for those specific roles.
It definitely highlights areas facing significant change, but it's important to remember the article's counterpoint.
Right. It's not predicting universal doom and gloom, is it?
No, not mass unemployment across the board. It emphasizes that roles needing uniquely human skills will likely still be in demand.
Creativity.
Emotional intelligence, critical thinking.
Genuine human connection. That stuff isn't easily automated.
Those skills might even become more valuable as AI handles the routine. That's the optimistic view presented.
So the big takeaway from this deep dive, really, is that AI is coming, and it will reshape the job market, especially by around 2028, like Gates suggests.
Yeah, particularly for those routine, predictable tasks across various sectors.
And understanding where the shifts are likely to happen, that's key for planning.
It's about being proactive, right? Thinking about your skills, your career trajectory in light of these, well, inevitable changes.
Which brings us to a final thought, maybe something for you to chew on.
Go for it.
Thinking about your own work, your own daily tasks, which parts seem like they could, potentially, be handled by AI in the near future?
And following on from that,
What steps could you take, starting now maybe, to focus more on developing those truly human skills? The creativity, the complex problem solving, the empathy.
skills that make you complementary to AI, not redundant. It's about adapting, really.
Yeah, thinking about how you stay valuable and how we, as a society, navigate this huge shift in the future of work. Lots to consider.